America's story is one of hope, struggle, and freedom. And at the heart of this story is an old, cracked bell. One that has never rung in centuries, yet still speaks louder than any sound. Today, we're diving deep into the history of the Liberty Bell, a symbol that has stood through wars, protests, and movements, and whose message is as alive today as it was in 1776. But before we begin this incredible journey through America's history, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because here on Rem, we bring you powerful stories that inform, inspire, and connect you with history in a way you've never seen before. The story of the Liberty Bell begins not in America, but in London. In 1751, Pennsylvania Assembly ordered a bell for their new state house. The bell was meant to call lawmakers to meetings and citizens to hear important announcements. The inscription was chosen from the Bible: "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof." But when the bell arrived in Philadelphia, it cracked the very first time it was struck. Twice it had to be recast by local founders John Pass and John Stowe. Their names remain etched on the bell to this day. Little did they know, this flawed bell would one day become the voice of a new nation. Fast forward to July 4th, 1776. Inside Independence Hall, delegates signed the Declaration of Independence, a document that changed the world. When it was time to announce the new nation, the bell rang out over Philadelphia. Citizens rushed to hear the news. Some cheered in joy, others trembled at the risk of war, but the sound marked a new beginning. Though the Liberty Bell never rang on every 4th of July, the memory of that sound became eternal. It was no longer just a piece of metal, it was freedom's voice. If you're enjoying this journey into America's past, don't forget to subscribe to Rem. It helps us bring you more inspiring stories like this one. Go ahead, hit that button now, we'll wait. In the early 1800s, the Liberty Bell developed its famous crack. By the 1840s, it could no longer be rung without splitting apart. Many thought its story was over. But history had other plans. During the fight to end slavery, abolitionists adopted the cracked bell as a symbol. They saw in its fracture a reflection of America itself, a nation founded on liberty, but broken by injustice. They called it the Liberty Bell, and the name stuck. Pamphlets, posters, and rallies used its image to remind Americans that freedom was unfinished. The Liberty Bell traveled across the country in the 1800s, visiting cities and inspiring millions. Women's suffrage leaders pointed to it when demanding the right to vote. Civil rights leaders saw in it a symbol of the promise that all people are created equal. In 1965, when Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of freedom ringing across the nation, the Liberty Bell's silent message echoed through his words. The crack was no longer seen as weakness, but as a reminder. America's liberty was fragile, yet enduring. Broken, yet unbroken. Stories like this remind us why history matters. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Rem and join our growing community of history lovers and learners. Your support makes videos like this possible. Today, the Liberty Bell rests in Philadelphia's Liberty Bell Center. Millions visit every year to stand face to face with its crack. They take pictures, they read the inscription, and some simply stare, as if looking into America's soul. Because the bell is more than a relic. It is a reminder that liberty is not given once and for all. It must be defended, expanded, and passed on to each new generation. The Liberty Bell has not rung in centuries, and yet its silence is powerful. It speaks of a nation born in struggle, tested in fire, and still striving toward liberty for all. This is America's story. Cracked, but unbroken. Silent, but louder than ever. And if you want to keep exploring powerful stories like this one, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video. Because here on Rem, history lives on.